What's up guys, my name is Lo and welcome back to my channel where we talk about money and mindset as well as my family's own journey to pay off six-figure debt. So if you like videos like that, then make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Today we are talking, what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about March annual financial goals. Where are we at on our financial goals? Every single month I make a video showing you guys the update because I like to keep track of things since we have multiple goals that we're working towards. Some people, while they're paying off debt, just focus on debt payoff, and that's fine and that's great, but that's not what we're doing. I'm actually going to be 35 this month, and investing for retirement is also a huge priority for us because we are also behind on retirement, not just behind on where we'd like to be with debt payoff. So we set a goal this year to pay at least 35% of our income towards financial goals, which are investing for retirement and debt payoff. 15% to retirement and around 20% to debt payoff. That's like kind of how it's broken down. So let's take a look. If you like the spreadsheet that I'm using, you can get it for yourself in my Etsy shop. It is an instant download to Google Sheets and it comes with a detailed video tutorial, or you can get it in a bundle with my debt payoff tracking spreadsheet and my budget spreadsheet for a discount if you want to get all three of those. So that will be linked in the video description if you want to check it out for yourself. All right, so here is my annual financial goal tracking spreadsheet. As you can see here, we fill this out every single month. So January, February, March, etc. It has a year-to-date total, has our goals here and percent of the goal completed. So March is 25% of the way through the year, so we should be about 25% of the way to our goals. However, you're gonna see our income is not quite at 25%. I set kind of a stretch goal for income, not kind of, a real stretch goal for income for us this year. And so since our income is behind, all of our goals are kind of behind. But if you take a look, as we're gonna see in a second, all of our goals are kind of as behind as our income is, so we're kind of like overall on track. So yeah, let's take a look at all the numbers and see how we're doing. So first of all, our total gross pay for the month of March was $13,195. Gross pay is pay before taxes, insurance, any other paycheck deductions come out of your check. It's how much you actually get paid. So gross pay for our household, which is me and my husband, we both work. I do YouTube full time and he is in marketing. And so total for this month was $13,195. So year to date, that brings us up to just under $40,000. So if you do the math, that gets us to about $160,000 for the year. And we are expecting to make more money the second half of the year than the first. But if we don't, we're gonna be about 20,000 short of what all these goals are set to accomplish. So I'm gonna talk about that in a second of like what's gonna happen if we are 20 grand short, like where is that money gonna come from? But let's keep going for now and we will get there in a minute. So like I said, our goal for income for the year is $180,000. So we are 22% of the way to our goal. So we're not crazy behind, but we are not like at goal, which is okay. Cause again, it's a stretch goal, but you know, we are behind. Personally, I've talked about this before. I'd rather set goals that are higher than what I think we can achieve and then, you know, stretch ourselves to try to hit them versus set goals that are at what we can achieve or like lower and then not feel that pressure to try to hit them or exceed them. I find it more motivating if I have like a big goal that I don't think I'm gonna hit. And then if you actually hit it, which a lot of times you do, like if you set a bigger goal than you think you can attain, a lot of times you actually hit it somehow. So that's another reason why I like to do it. But yeah, that way if you actually hit it, then you know you've gone like above and beyond what you thought you were capable of, and it's a really good feeling because you've not only hit a goal, you hit a really big goal. And then if you miss it, it doesn't feel as bad as well because you knew it was like a stretch goal. So I like doing it that way. Not everybody does, but that's how I like goal setting. All right, investing. Investing is a big priority for us. Like I said, I am gonna be 35 in like a couple weeks. So if I was 25, I think I would not be so worried about this, but the clock is ticking and time matters for investing. The more time you have in the market with your investments, the more time that money has to compound. Just how an interest rate will work against you when it comes to debt, interest and growth works in your favor when it comes to investing. So the more money you can have sooner invest in the stock market, the more it'll have time to grow and grow and grow on itself. So the general consensus is to put 15% of your income to retirement starting at age 25. But if you start in your 30s, you're supposed to put more like 20 to 25% of your income towards retirement to be able to retire comfortably. So obviously 15% at age 35 is not gonna cut it, but there's only so much we can do while we are paying off 6-figure student loan debt. So yeah, I feel like something's better than nothing. And I think that's something important to keep in mind. Like, just because you can't hit the number you're trying to hit or you think you should hit doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything at all. Like, something's better than nothing. So 15% is our goal for this year. So for our investments, we've got my husband's 401k, and we have been putting $15.76 per month, or really $7.88 per paycheck, which will get us to max out his 401k, which is his employer-sponsored retirement plan. The money goes in pre-tax, and he also gets an employer match on that money. So the maximum for 401k for 2022 for one person is $20,500. So that's why we're putting that amount, because we were trying to hit that $20,500. However, if you've watched my April budget with me video, you already know that for April, May, and June, we are planning to reduce that contribution down to just the employer match amount. He has to put in a certain amount to get his employer match. And so we're putting in $300 per paycheck for those 3 months for a few reasons. One is just inflation is hitting our budget harder than we hoped, and 2, we have a baby coming in July. And so I really want to make sure that our sinking funds are nice and funded, and we're just paying for all of our necessary expenses in a way that's sustainable. And it just wasn't, the numbers just weren't working. They just weren't working as much as I wanted to. Like, again, we're missing money in what I had hoped we would be able to do. We are about $5,000 short of what I thought we would have so far this year, and we're feeling that. So we had to pull back on our goals a little bit, and we are at least getting the employer match, because that's extremely important to me, but we're not gonna be able to continue this for the next few months. So hopefully starting in July, we will get back on track, and we will still be able to max this out by the end of the year. That is my plan. But anyway, we shall see. So year to date, we've invested $4,728 into his 401k, which, like I said, we have a goal of $20,500. So we are 23% of the way to that goal. Next, we've got my brokerage accounts. So I try to put at least like 50 or 100 bucks in one or more of my brokerage accounts every single month. This is an after-tax account. And so, yeah, I do put money into Fidelity, M1, and Acorns. And I've talked about these accounts extensively if you've watched my channel before, but for M1 and Acorns, I do get referral bonuses when you guys sign up for accounts. So I'll put those links in the video description. Right now, I think M1's giving you $10 and Acorns gives you $5. And they also give me $10 and $5 respectively if you sign up for an account using my link. So I'll link those in the video description if you want to sign up for those accounts and invest along with me. So for March, we just put $50 into my brokerage accounts. I think it went all into M1 this month. And actually, I think I did get one referral for Acorns, so it should be like 55. But anyway, so year to date, we're at $910 into brokerage. And it seems like just little amounts here and there, but we're already almost at $1,000. That's because in January, I got like so many referrals for M1 Finance. I don't know what was going on. I think they were still doing their $50 sign-up bonus, and just like beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions, like people are like, okay, I'm gonna get on my game this year. And so yeah, I got a lot of sign-ups in January. But anyway, the goal is $4,500 for brokerage investing, and we are at 20% of the way to goal for that one. So this month we did invest $1,626. We are at $5,638 for the year on a goal of $25,000, and that is 23% of the way to our goal for investing. Okay, let's take a look at our debt. So at this point, we have paid off, we started with 8 debts, 9 debts, something like that. Car loan, home equity line of credit, undergrad student loans, graduate school student loans, credit card debt, multiple credit cards. Anyway, we're down to 2 student loans, so that's good. They are private loans because we've refinanced them many times to lower the interest rate. This was before the interest forbearance started pre-COVID. So yeah, we do not have a pause on our payments or interest, but we are paying them down aggressively. So we do pay our minimum payments every single month, and then we also try to make extra payments. So for March, we paid my husband's student loan, which was $830. That was the minimum payment. So year to date, we are at about $2,500 to his loan, and the goal is to just make all the minimum payments on his loan this year. So that would be $9,960. And so we are on track with that goal because paying the minimum payments is important for many reasons. And so yeah, we want to make sure we're making at least our minimum payments. That's a huge priority before anything else, is stay current on all of our payments. And so we are at 25% of the way to that goal. Next is my student loan, which has a minimum payment of $1,882. So we have paid $5,646 this year on a goal of $22,584. So that again would be making all the minimum payments. So we are 25% of the way towards that goal. And then for extra payments this month, we paid $288. So year to date, we have paid $508 in extra payments, which doesn't feel like a lot, but I need to remind myself that we refinance these loans so many times that our minimum payment is now much higher than it used to be for our debts. So when we were on income-based repayment, our minimum payments between our two loans was $1,100. And now our minimum payments are $2,700. So even though it feels like we're not paying a lot extra, we are paying way more than we used to when our student loans were just going up and up and up. And we're paying down a huge amount of principal every single month just by paying our minimum payments because we have refinanced so many times and got our interest rate so low and our payment term so much shorter than it used to be. So I try to keep that context in mind as I'm looking at our progress and how much we're able to accomplish each month for like extra payments. So year to date, we're at 508, and for extra payments, we did set a goal of just under 5,500. So we are only 9% of the way to that goal. But again, our income's behind and inflation and a million other things going on. So that's what's contributing to that being behind. So this month we were able to put $3,000 exactly towards debt for a total of $8,644 for the year on a goal of $38,000. So we are 23% of the way to our goal for debt payments. So considering our income is only at 22% of goal, and then all of our financial goals, investing and debt are at 23%, we are a little bit ahead of where we like should be, kind of, even though we're behind because our income is behind, but our goals are like a little bit ahead of our income. So I am proud of us for pushing these past 3 months. We've pushed really, really, really hard. I've been feeling like I haven't been feeling burnt out because I want to keep going. I'm so committed to this journey, but I've been feeling tired. And I actually posted on my Instagram a couple days ago talking to you guys about how going forward we are not going to be making extra payments on debt for a little while. I don't know what a little while looks like because I don't want to put pressure on myself with a deadline, but at least for 3 months and maybe a little bit longer, because I want to get our sinking funds in order. Some of them are looking sad, and we've got a baby coming and inflation and all the stuff that's going on, and you know, pushing to make an extra couple $100s in payments in a month where that money could be really helping us out when it comes to other expenses like car repairs and like practical things, not just like, you know, spending it on like miscellaneous spending that doesn't need to happen, but like practical stuff. I don't want to be stressing myself out over a couple $100s when that money could be really helpful in other areas right now. So yeah, we'll talk about that a lot more over the next like month or so through a series of videos, my normal videos that I post just as it comes up. The other thing is, like I said at the beginning, our income's behind that stretch goal that I set, and so for me, the first place to cut is those extra debt payments. And then next would be our investments, which we are cutting back on as well. So I just didn't feel good about cutting back on investing and not cutting back on debt payoff. I felt like those are both equally important, if not investing being more important. And so, yeah, I wanted to make sure I was keeping like a logical, rational strategy with this, not just getting so obsessed with getting this debt payoff that I kind of like throw strategy out the window. Okay, so for expenses for the month of March, we spent $6,512, and that includes like actual expenses plus everything we put to our sinking funds. And then for taxes, we paid $2,057. So our total for our expenses for the month was $8,569. And so year to date, we're at $25,553 for expenses, which is including taxes. Our goal is to keep it under $117,000, and so we are 22% of the way to our goal for expenses. So you can see like everything's kind of like even, like we're on track for where we're supposed to be. And in fact, let's take a look at this. So percent to investing in debt this month was exactly 35%, which is our goal, and percent to expenses was 65%. So we want to be 65% or less, and then 35% or more for investing in debt payoff for our financial goals. And so year to date, we're actually a little bit ahead. 36% of our money has gone towards our financial goals, and 64% has gone towards expenses. So this is why I love tracking it this way, because I felt like our budget was such a failure in March, but then when you look at all your financial goals and everything else, and you take a step back at the bigger picture, I can see that we're actually doing really well, all things considered, and I need to keep that bigger picture in mind as we go forward in this difficult financial time for everyone. So that is it for today's video for our annual financial goal update for March 2022. If you liked the spreadsheet, like I said, you can get it in my Etsy shop, which will be linked below. It is an instant download to Google Sheets, and it comes with a detailed video tutorial. Let me know how you guys are doing with your annual financial goals. Are you staying on track? Are you even tracking them still? I know a lot of people fall off of things like New Year's resolutions at this point. If not, you should track them along with me. I hope this motivates you if you haven't taken a look at this stuff in a while. Knowledge is power, so even if you are off track with your goals, it's better to know what's going on and face it head on rather than just like stick your head in the sand and just not know what's happening with your money. So if you haven't taken a look at your goals in a while, now's a good time to do it. The first quarter of the year is over. We are 25% of the way through, so now's a good time to take a look back, catch up, and see where you're at. If you like this video, as always, give it a big thumbs up. It really helps on my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, then hit that red subscribe button down there. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.